Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is ex-aviation cadet Sabir Shah from 99th GDP, and today I will talk about my first day at Risalpur Academy, Risalpur KPK. So exactly 29 years ago, on December 29th, 1993, I arrived at Risalpur Academy with my brother because there was only one person allowed to see you off at the academy. Now, I was 17 plus years of age at that time and never ever had entered into a practical life, never did a job before, and it was my first time to be there. Why I'm telling about myself and why I'm keeping this everything in English, because all the youth which is going to be inspired by my videos, you have to keep in mind one thing, that the official language at Pakistan Air Force Academy is English, and your heart will be broken once you speak in Urdu or in any other local language and you're going to be told that do not talk in this bloody language. Yes, sir. These were the words. I was surprised. Hello, we are in Islamic Republic of Pakistan and the Air Force belongs to Pakistan. Why can't we talk in our own national language? So there are pretty much different reasons for that. I will cover them later in my future parts of the video, as my series is on why to join Pakistan Air Force. But today, as 29th of December, is a special day for me, for my course, 99 GDP and 46th Engineering course. Because that was the day when we reported at the academy with a lot of ambitions. So the selection process, how I got selected, that's going to be discussed in a different video. And what we did during all these times, in at least my tenure, 2.5 years, what we did, that will be covered in later videos. So today I just want to remember that day when I entered Pakistan Air Force Academy. So my dad was not in Pakistan at that time. He used to work in another country. He was in UAE Air Force at that time, working as a NCO. I was a retiree as an NCO, warrant officer from Pakistan Air Force as well. So I was from a very mediocre family that got selected in Pakistan Air Force as a general duty pilot. And at the age of 17 plus, not even 18 back then. So my brother, my elder brother, my second brother, he led me. We took a Toyota Hiace from Pirubadai bus stop, Rawalpindi, and started traveling towards Risalpur. And next to Shobra Hotel in Nowshera city, we got off where the Air Force bus was waiting for us with two of the staffs. We call them staffs, all the NCOs are called staff. And this bus, so, well, this was the old GT road, and I had mixed feeling. My dad was not there to send me off. My mom was not there to send me off. It was just my brother who traveled with me. So I had mixed feelings that it was my first time to live without my family. First time. Never ever had. I used to sleep with my mom. Literally. I mean, in the same room. And I was that kind of kid, very shy. But got selected, so started traveling and kind of mixed feelings. Didn't know what's going to happen there. Had no idea what kind of life we're going to face there. And so once we reached, it was old GD road, so we traveled through Pirwadai, then we went to Hassan Abdal, then Wakand, Texla, and then Kamra Air Base, Atak Bridge, Chirat Hills, Akura Khatak, and then finally we got off at Nowshera, where the Air Force bus was ready to take us to the academy. So we started traveling over the bridge towards Risalpur city, which is a small city, and we got off there were around 12, 13 other cadets along with their parents. I was the only one without the mom or the dad. But my brother, she's just like my dad now. So We arrived there, and I had a small bag on me, and I will tell you the reasons why. The heaviest thing on my bag was my iron. I used to press the clothes. That was around 7 to 8 kilos, national iron, I remember. That was the heaviest thing. And the rest of the things, whatever the list was given to us before arriving to the academy, we had to buy some vests and shorts and socks and Oxford shoes and ties, blue ties, white shirts, white pants, and I think that was, and yeah, the bathroom slippers and a gown. I remember the gown we used to wear in the mornings. So those were the things which we were asked to buy. I remember very clearly that back then we spent, I think, 2,800 rupees in 1993 to buy that list, whatever was told to us to buy. We had to be, although we didn't need that. That's another separate issue, that we never needed those things which we bought at the academy. Everything was provided by the academy free of cost. But I mean, so apart from those things, I had 7 kilos of iron, so around 15 kilos of weight. Now, why I'm telling you about the weight, this is very interesting. Gonna be interesting later. My video is gonna be long, but I don't care. It's my 29th anniversary of my course reporting at the PAF Academy Risalpur. One of the proudest moments. So we landed there. I landed in the sense that we got off the bus and went into the guard room. So I remember my senior, Sir Shabir Gul, he was there to receive us, and from 98 GDP. So he took us to the guard room, and those sofas were so cozy and comfortable, and the carpet was even bouncy, you know. You put your step in and your foot bounces up. I'm trying to tell you that how sophisticated that environment was. And we were like 12, 13 kids with cadets with 12, 13 parents. So it could well accommodate all 30 people, around 30 people. The garden right next to the main gate of the Risalpur Academy. And then quickly the drinks were served. Like, I remember it was the pineapple juice and some cookies and some those masala type things. So we said, wow. And my brother was looking at me admiringly. He said, wow, man, your officer life started. Because we were meant to be officers after graduation. So my brother was very happy. So once, because we traveled around like 3 hours back then. So once the families were catered, and then the families were told to leave. And that was the last time when I hugged my brother. And for next 3 months, I couldn't hug him. I'll tell you the reason later. So families were told to leave, and we were told to sign up a few things. So we told Sir Shabir Gul, he told us to fall out and get into the line. And they made sure that all the families, they got on the bus and the bus left. And then the tone changed. And I remember my POC number back then was, because when I went for issb, I was from the first batch of 99 GDP, AKRC, and my chest number was 03. So I was the first one, the first batch, the first one to be selected. So that's why at that time, my course was not, my POC number, which is the roll number, you could say, was 949901, where 94 represented the year we are going to enroll in, 99 represented our course, and 01, like the first one, selected from the ISSB's first batch. But we reported on 29th of December 1993, so there was a debate going on that what should be the beginning. Like my seniors, like from 98 GDP, they had 929801 because they reported in the year 1992, so it was pretty much clear. But for us, the Air Force had a break of a year and a half. No GDPs were enrolled because we were under sanctions by the United States of America. The Pressler, whatever that was, sanctions. The Senator Pressler, he gave the sanctions to Pakistan, so that's why we had more pilots than the airplane. So no new courses were inducted for a year and a half. So that makes us a unique course. Normally the Air Force courses were for 3.5 years, but our course was reduced to 2.5 years. Luck. So we had to do everything what other pilots were doing in 3.5 years. We had to do it in 2.5 years. Like we had to do the bachelor's, you had to complete PFT, primary flying training, and the basic flying training. So eventually we went, we got ourselves lined up outside, and Sir Shabir Gold's tone was changed. He started yelling at us, and we were like, surprised, why are you yelling at us? Anyhow, we write down our names. There was a list, so we signed them. At what time? I remember I signed at about 2 o'clock because you had to write on the time. And after that, we were told to get in 2 rows and get our bags above our heads. Now, some of the friends, I still remember, but I won't take any names because that's my story, so I'll just keep it to myself. They even brought the sleeping suits. The tents. Literally, the sleeping bags and the tents. And some of them had 3 pieces of luggage. And imagine everything getting on your head. And I had a simple suitcase, 14 kilos, 15 kilos. So, okay, right above my head. And we were told to run. Now, from the guard room to the barracks, you could call them. We used to call them the blocks, where we used to live later on. It was about 2 kilometers. And so I had the lightest luggage on me. 14 kilos is nothing. So, and they said double means run fast. So by the time we went through the service center for Mashaks and T-37s, and then went on to the parade ground and to the tennis courts, and then made a right towards the mess, it took us about 1 hour because people had a lot of luggage. And imagine that. And on the way, we met one of our senior, I forgot his name, because after the graduation, what people used to do is that they used to go home. Some go for different kinds of courses like mountaineering, frogmen, deep sea diving. Some prefer to stay there and study, complete the course up. Imagine, I mean, you are in a university in a civil life, and you wait for summer vacation and winter vacation to go home. Even you are living at home, but it feels so free, right? But most of the cadets, they chose to stay at the academy. Now, that's a very different thing, which through later videos you would know what kind of motivation is that. So one of the senior most was going on a outpass on a weekend, and he's scared so they wanted to scare the shit out of us, pardon my S word, so that we should lose motivation and leave, because you need a survivor in the Air Force. He said, man, I am leaving. These people, they are savages. They are gonna rag your ass up. So you better leave now. So come with me. So Sir Shabir Gold playing up, asking, who wants to go now? And now we said, we traveled all the way. We did all the issb. We did the medical exam. We did all the testing, and now we want to leave. So none of us left. And no one leaves. No one takes that bait. Well, 3 days later, some of us did. No, I will tell you later why. So anyhow, bags above the head. Within an hour or an hour and a half, we reached in front of the mess, and we were told to, we were assigned the rooms. And my squadron was squadron number 2 back then. And then there were 2 seniors, which later on became our course mates. One of them passed away just a few days ago, Sir Nasser. And the other one was, Sir Mohsin from 98 GDP, and Sir Kashif. And both of them, they became our course mates later on, but at that time they were assigned to pick us up. So everything is well prepared. What room you're gonna stay? Who are gonna be your roomers? So in one room there were 4 cadets, a big room with 4 beds, 4 closets, 4 study tables, and there was attached bathroom, but shared bathroom with 3 other rooms. So my first room was assigned, so we were told to put the luggage in the rooms next to our beds. So we were told, we could see on the notice board our room number, names. We went there next to the bed, put the things, and followed outside. And that was the time when we went for the haircut. And I had long silky hair. After the haircut, when I lifted my head up, I couldn't even recognize myself. So that was very funny. But there's one thing I want to add is that the moment we arrived, we were given that kind of VIP protocol that we thought that, wow, officers from day one. But as soon as the family members left, the way we were dealt, we thought that we are being enrolled as janitors. Literally, that was the first feeling. I mean, I felt pity on myself after having the haircut once we were standing outside in the cold with a pair of shorts, a vest, and the Oxford shoes. That's it. And shivering cold in December. In Risalpur, the weather is very dry and cold. Although right now I live in China, where the temperature goes to -30 even. But I mean, back then, I was skinny, 47 kilos of weight, and standing, and I'm telling you, we were shivering and we had no way to control that shiver, and we were told not to shiver. And the teeth were, banging each other, oh, and body was all moving. It says, control it. And the way we were yelled at, even our parents never yelled at us like that. I'm telling you. Never ever. Although I lived in a mohalla kind of thing. I mean, I told you, B-class family. And, mom's slippers used to fly away and pew hit your head. And normally mom used to yell. My dad never hit me or never yelled at me. So brothers, no way. We were not used to that one. Imagine. Now, what is strength 10? What I'm talking to you is strength 1. Strength 2 would be hello. Strength 3 would be hello. Strength 10, yelling, being yelled at that highest vocals anyone could produce. The seniors used to talk to us like that. And we were like, hello, we are the officers. We are gonna... And then all those stories, the movies we see, or the officers we see during the parades and stuff like that. We said, where are those people? Are we going to be them? I think we're going to be janitors. We're going to be laskers. We're going to be cleaners and stuff like that. I told you that we were told to take the cold baths in the month of December. And what happened after that? We were told to roll on the grass, and the grass is full of mud. So once we went back to the room, remember the movie Rainbow? Like how he had all the kind of dirt on his face, but he was like being Rainbow, right? We were being laskers. I mean, people who clean the gutters might have been cleaner than us. That's how we were dealt on day one. But that's part of training. It's to break your personality. Like I was a shy kid. I told you that I used to sleep in the room with my mom, and if my mom was not around, I had sleepless nights. I couldn't sleep. So that's how I was raised. But after 2.5 years, totally changed. So people from different classes, they get in, and then they mold them into the same level. So no matter you're a mommy, daddy, a burger, or once you graduate, you'd be on the same level. So that's one of the things behind that. And the haircut, I mean, this is still better, It was up till here, no hair below this one, and the hair on top it was smaller than your fingernails. But I have big fingernails at the moment, but smaller than than the fingernails. That was your first look. Yours were. I had a long nose back then. This was broken nose while playing football in the academy. That's a later story, which will be covered later. But this is how we looked like. And then the amount of punishment, 1,000 push-ups. And you have to be synchronized with each other, because that's how they develop your coursemanship. Now I'm telling you about the day one only. And every time you do a little bit of mistake, okay, double up to that point and then come back within 60 seconds. If you can't do it again. If you can't do it again. Man, the running we did on the day one, the push-ups we did on the day one, the sit-ups, the chin-ups, and the cold baths, and being rolled in mud. So once we came back to our room, we had no energy to even go and take a shower to clean ourselves up. Just went to bed and in the morning at around 4 o'clock, we were told to get up again and fall outside. Now imagine December morning, 30th of December, in the morning, when the frost is falling off the sky, and you are just in one vest, one pair of shorts, standing outside. If it's windy, you are damned. And we had to wait until the morning azan was given. And then we were told, okay, change. You have 3 minutes to change into they used to call it white shitties, white pants, white shirt, blue tie, and Oxford shoes. Because for prayers, you can't go in shorts and stuff like that. So you have to wear full body cover. So in 3 minutes, we had to change. And we had to perform wudu at the mosque. And we offered our prayers, and I told you how we offered the prayers. But that was day one, 29th of December, till 12 o'clock midnight. From my reporting time was 2 o'clock. So people who came during different times, those who came later were the luckiest one. Those who were too excited and came earlier, they were the most unluckiest one, because they suffered the most. But again, till to the day, we don't regret it. It was one of the most memorable days, I think, throughout the whole cadetship. And all my 1,000 days at the academy, every day was different. Every day has different memories. And I still remember to the day. It's been 29 years. So you can see I didn't write any script, nothing. I'm just saying whatever is coming from my heart. And this is what memories are for. So this is a unique experience, a very different experience, which you would never get in any of the civil colleges, universities, you name it. Nothing, not even close to it. Before joining the academy, we were told that once you go to this issb 3 days of testing, your IQ test and your progress testing and your group testings, also you would never forget those 3 things. I'm telling you, pretty much I have forgotten about those, because what kind of time we spent at the Air Force Academy was totally different, and that erases all your previous memories. So my high school memories, my college memories are not that strong, but those 1,000 days at PAF Academy Risalpur, I remember to the day, even after 29 years. I will wrap it up. That was my first day. And because I knew of 6 of the people from issb and 10 from the medical in Karachi. So 6 plus 10, 16. I just knew 16 people, and we were 60 people who reported as GDPs and 40 as engineering course. 46th engineering course had 40 people, 40 cadets, and 60 cadets from my course. So altogether, it was 100 cadets. And I knew 15 of them, including myself, 16. So we never knew each other before, rest of them. But after spending 2.5 years, till today, 29 years later, we still know each other as friends. 4 of our friends passed away. First one was Flight Lieutenant Tosif, who crashed in shock. Second one was from engineering course, Amir Farid. He had medical reasons, lungs cancer, so he died of that one. Third one was Noman. Noman was my ISSB mate, my CMB mate, not my squadron mate at the end, but he went away in an unfortunate incident. And then was Fayaz. Fayaz went up to the wing commander rank, and in Mirage crash, he passed away. He embraced Shahada. So 4 of our course mates have lost their lives, but in 2.5 years we got this close that we are still a family, and that's what Air Force gives you. People from all over Pakistan, every province, I told you I was from a lower B class family. From every class of Pakistan, elite, or you call it the lower middle class or the low C class, whatever you call it, people were same. And the first day, whatever ragging it was, I would just tell you what happened to us. And that was December 29th. At that night, we were told to wear one vest, one pair of shorts, and our Oxford shoes with socks on. And we were asked to jump in the ponds. In front of the cadets' mess, you would see the ponds. And imagine, temperature was below zero. Everyone has to jump in the ponds. That was just the beginning. From 2 o'clock till midnight, 12 o'clock, we were ragged. We did 180s, 360s, because they were introducing us. And we were so demoralized that when we went to bed at 12 o'clock, we were looking at each other, where is the officership? We were supposed to be officer, but we looked at our clothes dirty as whatever you call it. And next morning, when we went for Fajr prayers, the morning prayers, we went to the mosque, and because the body was so exhausted that we couldn't go into ruku. We couldn't, sajda was close to impossible. Body was so stiff. And I remember doing everything like, in Islam, it's if you can't offer your prayers, then you can offer the prayers while sitting or while lying down. If you even can't do that, you can just do by pointing. Yeah, like if you're going into ruku and you can't do it, you just point and think. That's what happened to us. We were so disabled, stiff. Every muscle was so stiff that we couldn't even do anything. So that's what I'm saying. What happened? That was just day one, and I have spent around 1,000 days in that academy, along with my course mates, everyone. But do I regret it? No. So that was just a little bit brief story about 29 years ago. We reported at the PAF Academy Risalpur, and we do not regret. And we are thankful to the Pakistan Air Force to provide us that environment, so tough, but that made us a family. That's what we are now. No matter where we are right now, I'm sitting in my office in China. People are in different countries. We try to keep in touch with each other. When we go back to Pakistan, we have gatherings, and we get together on weddings and funerals because we're passing through that stage that everyone has someone passing away in the family. But that's what got us together. So why to join Pakistan Air Force? You get a new family. No one can surpass your real family, which is your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your uncles, aunts, grandpas, grandmas. But that's your different family. And that stays with you till your grave. The other families stay too. But think How many high school students still know you? How many college students still know you? How many university students still know you? Or people from your first job or second job or third job? Even we are in the modern social world. But people from the forces, they stay together because our aim is the same. Defend the borders and die for the nation. Thank you all. See you next time.